So I'm gonna show you guys something that I learned very recently, within literally the past 4 days. Shout out to DJ La Chancla, because I honestly would not have known about this. So on Rekordbox, you want to make sure that you're in export mode. I think typically we're in performance mode, so you want to make sure you're in export mode. When you're in export mode, you'll see cue and play, and then you're going to drag and drop your song of choice. I'm just gonna do, so let's go ahead and add this to the mixer. You want to first check, so this is your entire waveform at the top, and essentially what you can kind of tell is like where the highs, mids, and lows are. You looking at the waveform, you can also see like, okay, obviously where there's a lot of, if you want to make it simple, or to put it in simpler terms, your buildup is typically going to be, not as chaotic. And then when there's a lot going on, typically that's where you're having a lot of instrumentation, to put it lightly. So as you can see, this is, let me actually find a different track that so this song, for example, you can see like there's a lot of low activity, high activity, low, high, high, low, high, high. So basically where there's a lot going on, there's a lot of instrumentation, it might be a drop, and typically if there's low, not frequency, sorry, but less, it's the waveforms is less or tinier or smaller. And it's typically like a pre-drop, a build-up, or something else in between, vocals. So let me go back to the track that I was just showing you. So we're gonna do the tape P, who I believe is just tape B. It's the song I had played. I had made a video about having a triplet wub, which I absolutely love. Okay, so in terms of your actual memory cues, so memory cues allow you to store more information and are useful for when you're playing on CDJs. So the thing with memory cues as opposed to hot cues, because I never knew what memory cues were, I thought like, why not just use hot cues? You're a little more limited with hot cues because you only have, I believe you could do like 4 hot cues. Don't come at me if I'm wrong. But with memory cues, you have a plethora of options. And I just want to quickly show you how you can change your settings, because you can literally do keyboard shortcuts. There are pre-keyboard shortcuts that come with your Rekordbox, but you can change them to make it easier for you. Personally, I'm fine with C being Q and M being memory, but depending on your preference, I did go ahead and change what the memory cue, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. That's 1 to 10 memory cues for me. So if I click 1, it's gonna activate memory cue 1. So I did change that. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about because it'll make more sense. So you go to preferences, you go to player A, you double click, and so then I'm just gonna show you. So like for, let's keep scrolling down. Okay, so here, memory cue 1, I changed this to 1. You can literally change this to any keyboard letter, number, symbol on your keyboard. And then, yeah, so you literally would have to, sorry, I'm scrolling too quickly, but I'm trying to get back to, okay, so if you want to change it, you would double click it, and you would hit change this key mapping, and then you would click whatever letter, symbol, number, and then I'm not going to because I have it set at what I want, which is 1, which is what I changed. I changed it to 1. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about setting up your actual memory cues. So it can be a lot of work, or you can make it less work. The point is you have points within your track, so when you're DJing, you have options where you can click through, and if you want to spend the time to really know exactly what you want, that's fine too, but it doesn't have to be this long, arduous process. It's what you make it. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and click it to start it. Another important thing, and this might be just me being me, but in order to toggle, you have to pause the track by clicking, like basically clicking on the waveform. If you don't do that, I'm going to show you what you're going to end up trying to do. So say I don't click pause and I'm like, oh, I want this, then I'm gonna it's gonna continue playing. So then essentially it's not you can't, right? So you have to click it to pause it, and then you would just toggle back to whatever point you want to set as a memory cue. And you can set any memory cue, like you can set a memory cue at any point in time. Like let's say you set a memory cue two minutes in, and then you're like, oh, I want one at 1 minute. That's fine. It'll orient everything in order of the timestamps, which is great. So the other thing also just want to mention is when you look at your grid, the sectioning, it's not always set up correctly. So like, let's just say it started in the middle of this first section, sorry. So if that was the case, you would have to reset. Like, let's just, again, pause it and then scroll. So like, let's just say I reset the grid. You're going to click grid edit. You're going to click it. So now you see when you click grid edit, it's now starting the song, which you would not want from this middle of this first section, right? You don't want that. So you would toggle it back to basically right before the song starts. And that's gonna, then you hit grid edit. So now that is your 0 bar. So without convoluting that more, so let's just go ahead and start the song. And I, for all intensive purposes right now, so the A that you see, that's actually a hot cue. So again, I'm trying to do the thing where I don't pause it and I'm trying to scroll. So don't do what I'm doing, because it's gonna be like frustrating for you. So here, as you can tell, so there's memory cues, hot cues. So you can I'm just gonna delete that. I don't need that. So I'm gonna set this point as my first memory cue, which you do by clicking C, which then is gonna put a yellow triangle, I was about to say rectangle, yellow triangle, and then you click M for memory. So that's gonna be your very first memory cue. So now I'm gonna click memory. You're gonna see right here at the top, that's set. So let's go ahead and look. So through this song, I definitely want to bookmark that part where there's a triplet wub, because I think it's phenomenal. So let's just go. So maybe I want to do. So maybe I want to do this section right here. It doesn't have to be in a bar, like at an exact, like a blue or red line. You can do it in between that. This is just sectioning it off, so you have 8 bars per each section. So like, let's just say I want to do here. So you again click C on your keyboard, followed by M. Notice C gives you the yellow triangle, and red gives you the red triangle. Upside down. So maybe I want to memory cue this part, right? Because it's right before we hit that drop. So you're gonna CM. This is actually not the section.
That's right. It's another hot one.
So I'm gonna do this section. So again, back. I think I went too far. Where did we go? Okay, I went to the end of the song. All right, so let's go. Too excited there. Oh yeah, I found it. Okay, so let's just say, actually I want to memory cue this right where the triplet wub is. Yeah, so we're gonna memory cue this part, CM. I mean, you can actually label this. So I'm gonna do triplet wub. You can also color code it. I'm gonna do pink, because pink is the most immaculate color to me. That's cool. So let's see. Maybe that 555 part, we're gonna memory cue that, because that's like right before the triplet wub. triplet. You do not need to label it BU.
That shit.
I like that section. Hold on. So I like this part too. And so we're gonna go from here. These synth samples. Okay, and then let's just say. Oh, this is good. This is another good point to queue up. Like Hot One could get any better. He was like, I can make it even better. So maybe I want this section as my like last memory cue. So that's it. And then it's going to be the end of that. So you're done memory cueing that song. So you could do up to 10 memory cues from my understanding, because I have it marked as 1 through 0. And so if you want to retrieve, you can just, I guess you can just hit, oops. Yes, so you can click the number and it'll go to the memory cue. So like 1 would be the very first one, which is the beginning of the song. 2 is the build up to the first drop. 4, so I'm just showing you, I'm clicking on my keyboard, which you can't see, but I'm basically clicking the different memory cues. So you can go up to 10, which is the benefit of using memory cues. And that will be the end of my spiel for now. Thank you.